In the last video, we introduced the distinction between posture and action in Paul's relational theology. Now we need to go back and see where that way of thinking begins. It begins in Genesis chapter 2. Genesis 2 is not simply a story about the first marriage. It establishes a relational pattern that shapes how Scripture understands human relationships. And it is this pattern that Paul returns to again and again in his letters. In Genesis 2, the man is formed first. He is placed in the garden and given a vocation. But something is missing. It is not good for the man to be alone. So God forms the woman out of the man. She is taken from his side. She shares his flesh and his life. When the man sees her, he does not describe her as inferior or subordinate. He recognizes her as his own kind. Bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. This moment establishes relational origin. The woman comes from the man, but she is not less than the man. She is equal in essence, distinct in person, and oriented toward union. Then something surprising happens. The man leaves his father and mother and is united to the woman. The one from whom she came now moves toward her in return. Origin is followed by return. Direction is followed by union. This creates a relational pattern. One comes out of the other. One is given to the other, and one returns to the other. Paul sees this pattern as more than anthropology. He sees it as a theological grammar. In 1 Corinthians 11, Paul says that the woman is from the man is through the woman, and all things are from God. That is Genesis 2 logic extended and completed. In Ephesians 5, Paul quotes Genesis 2 directly, "The two shall become one flesh." Then he says this mystery refers to Christ and the church. Marriage is not the ultimate reality. Christ and the church are. Marriage is the created pattern that makes that greater reality intelligible. This is why Genesis 2 matters so much to Paul. It allows him to describe relationships that are ordered without hierarchy, directed without domination, and unified without erasing difference. If Genesis 2 is ignored, Paul's teaching sounds arbitrary. If Genesis 2 is seen, Paul's theology becomes coherent and deeply relational. In the next video, we'll give this Genesis pattern a name and see how it shapes Paul's language of head, body, and glory. Thank you for watching.